A labor rights protest rocks Jantar Mantar in Dilli. A Nicobar tribe gets caught in the crossfire of India-China tensions. And Medha Patkar says, enough is enough on the eviction of migrant workers in Mumbai. Thank you for tuning in. This is Ratna. You are watching Empire Diaries. Tonight, we bring you three stories from across India that got buried under petty headlines. A huge number of workers from the unprotected sector in Delhi recently gathered in the heart of the capital at Jantar Mantar.
हमें 500 रुपए भी सस्ती लगती है ना तो हम मन गरीब बन के किस्वा जुल्म बर्बादे जाई रेट भागे भग से बर्बादे जाई रेट भागे भग से.
Since the mid-1990s, lakhs of workers from Delhi's unprotected sector have been evicted from their homes, humiliated by cops, and thrown into financial distress. Most of them work in the construction sector and do various odd jobs. They service the city of Delhi, are forced to live in slums, and routinely get sidelined in the name of globalization and development. Last year, around 3 lakh unprotected workers were evicted and their homes were demolished. For what? To clear the path for a neat and clean G20 summit in Delhi. Often wrongfully called unorganized sector, this unprotected working class has routinely been voicing its concerns at a designated corner of Jantar Mantar. In their latest round of protest, they called for a full stop to the dismantling of their homes and asked the government to bring in minimum wages.
72 साल उम्र हो गया पुलिस वाले ने रात तोड़ दिया मलबे पर बैठे हुए हैं आइए मोदी जी तभी तो भारत का संविधान होगा.
The distressed workers released a list of demands which are fair, deserving, and long overdue.
साहब हमें टाइम बिल्कुल नहीं दिया इन्होंने एक दिन का टाइम दिया था बताइए क्या करते हैं हम यहाँ पर समझ लिए 40 साल हो गए रहते मगर हमारे पास कुछ वो नहीं कराएंगे अब बताओ कहाँ जाए हम बच्चे लेके हमारा सामान भी दबा दिया
Here are some of their valid demands. Urgently stop evicting us, pay 10,000 rupees every month to evicted families till they're rehabilitated, build migrant worker hostels as per UN guidelines, give official recognition to our slums, launch an unemployment pension scheme of 12,500 rupees per month for every migrant family in Delhi, and bring a law to give us decent housing. Question is, how many more such protests need to be held for us to wake up to the humiliation that migrant workers in Delhi face? Our next story is about the Great Nicobar Island. The media recently raised concerns about a port and development project coming up on the Indian island in the Bay of Bengal. It is feared that a rare tribe called Shompen people is in danger of extinction because India has selected 130 square kilometers of forest area on the Great Nicobar Island. It will build a shipping port, a military airport, and a power plant and a township there. It overlaps with the Shompen people's area. Therefore, they are in grave danger of survival due to the coming wave of so-called development. The Shompen tribe, with a population of less than 300, is actually caught in an ugly crossfire. The crossfire of an escalating geopolitical fight between India and China. Since 2004, the Chinese Navy has been exploring vast stretches of the water surrounding India. It is part of the String of Pearls, which is a maritime strategy of the Chinese government. It's a Chinese expansion plan covering the Horn of Africa, Arabian Sea, the north of Indian Ocean, and the southern part of the Bay of Bengal and Southeast Asia. To tighten its defense, the Indian Navy is chalking out new plans to monitor and protect the waters. The upcoming activity in Great Nicobar is part of the tit-for-tat process. So the writing is on the wall for the Shompen people. They established their first contact with the so-called civilized people back in the 1840s. Today, they are in the firing line of a water war between the so-called civilizations of India and China. Let's move on to misery unfolding in the heart of Mumbai. Last year, right in the middle of heavy rains in the Ambujwadi residential area, a few thousand migrant workers were suddenly left homeless. In a senseless war on slums, their homes were demolished by Mumbai authorities. In one clean sweep, around 200 migrant families were left without a roof over their head in the middle of the rainy season. The media very lightly covered the crisis and nobody cared. Yet, these are people who keep Mumbai city alive. The same nightmare is unfolding right now. The Mumbai rains haven't started yet, but the slum dwellers of Ambujwadi have again been told to pack up. They have been told to disappear from the face of the city. Their last remaining homes are under threat of being demolished. This latest move has angered Medha Patkar, who spent her entire life fighting for the survival of displaced people. In a passionate appeal to people aware and unaware of the humanitarian crisis, Medha Patkar called for an end to the injustice in Ambujwadi. She pointed out that the demolition of the homes during the rain last year was a legal violation of human rights and the constitution. Legally, demolitions can't be carried out there during heavy rains, and she fears a repeat of the same disaster this summer as well.
मालाड की अंबुजवाड़ी बस्ती में बहुत बड़ा अत्याचार हो रहा है, जहां दलित, मुस्लिम, कुछ आदिवासी, ऐसे फेरी वाले, श्रमिक, महिलाएं, विधवा भी हैं, अपने छोटे बच्चों और बुजुर्गों के साथ रहती आई है, और जिन्हें भर बारिश में 19 जुलाई को और उसके पहले भी 2 बार ध्वस्त किया गया था, जिनका सामान भी ध्वस्त किया गया था.
Who is sensitive enough to pay attention, to raise alarm? For stories like this and many more, follow our work because we cover what the big media covers up. For more such reports, subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified every time we publish a report. You can also visit empirediaries.com for eye-opening articles and columns. You can subscribe to our newsletter because email is still the best way to avoid censorship. If you are on Facebook, you can follow us there. We are on X as well. Send Get Updates to our WhatsApp number 9821045739 to get quick story alerts. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned because we cover the cover-ups.